What's up, guys? So I know I said that this review was going to be coming out yesterday, but something came up. I did not get a chance to upload it, but here we are today. Also, big shout out to VanguardQB56 for helping me get the review done a little bit faster. So here we go. Final edition Tyrod Taylor, 90 overall, ground and pound style, 6'1", 93 speed, 82 awareness, 91 throw mid, 90 throw on the run, 76 play action, 90 throw short, 95 throw power, and 86 deep throw. Also has a 94 juke and an 88 spin, so very effective if you want to run with them. Also has a 79 carry, which is nice, but I always say to slide anyways. And I was gonna be comparing him to that new McNabb card that came out, the 93 speed of Basketball Edition McNabb. Not because of their throwing stats, but because of their speed. I still want to try out that McNabb. So until I get those coins, or better yet, I'm gonna wait till this price drops, because there's no way I'm gonna pay that much for that quarterback. But until then, I'm just fine playing with this 93 speed quarterback. So anyways, enough of the stats, man. Let me show you what he can do on the field. Now I know Tyrod Taylor's throwing stats are very below average, low 90s, high 80s, but honestly, man, he did not, play it like you would think he would on paper. You can see here throwing short was not a problem. Now I picked him up just to do a mini review at first, but he just kept playing so well and so well. I decided to keep him for the full season, and he took me to the playoffs, took me to a Super Bowl, and absolutely just outperformed the stats. So as you can see here, throwing mid was also not a problem. Putting it where it needed to be, even with some of these passes being wide open, it does not matter, man. I've seen quarterbacks miss wide open passes before. I'm sure you guys have seen it as well. Look at that, man, throwing across the middle over that guy's head perfectly where it needed to be. So absolutely, like I said, outperformed the stats. Now I know I said that I was going to be comparing him to that new McNabb. And I know, at first you might think that's just crazy, but honestly, I mean, even though I have not played with that new McNabb, I mean, this guy really blew me away. As you can see, look at this deep throw bullet down the middle of the field over that guy's head. Absolutely amazing. Now 86 deep throw would definitely be worrisome for most people, like I said, but look at this, putting it where it needs to be for the, over and over on a very consistent basis. I mean, look at this, beautiful touch passes. So 86 deep throw did not really show itself that much. And look at this throw on the run, running to the left, full sprint, put it where it needed to be. So of course I'm not trying to build him up saying that he's perfect, that don't even try McNabb or nothing, because as you can see here, he will miss some passes from time to time. But the good thing is, though, a full season of playing, including the playoffs and Super Bowl, only 3 bad passes, and these are it. These are the only 3 bad passes from a full season. But of course, this right here is why you would want him. The scrambling ability and the ability to juke and spin. Now of course I always say slide, but for the purposes of the review, I am not going to do that. Look at this, just fighting for the yards and getting that touchdown. Whether or not it's a read option play like this, or a designed QB run, or a just improvising, just scrambling from the pocket, it does not matter, man. The guy is just deadly, as you can see here. So like I said, if you cannot afford that new McNabb, but you want to run around with a 93 speed quarterback that can throw pretty accurately, I would definitely say try out Tyrod Taylor. And look at that right there. That would have been a sack for most quarterbacks, but he outran them and got me those 2 yards there. So definitely save that play. So I definitely recommend trying out Tyrod Taylor. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of this review. My final thoughts. Do I think he's worth 20,000? That sounds like a pretty fair price to me. And he may not be a top 5 quarterback overall, but I definitely, absolutely 100% feel that he's a top 5 budget quarterback, because honestly, we all know that getting to the Super Bowl is tough enough as it is, but getting there in first string on Madden is even tougher, going against all those dream teams. So if Tyrod Taylor could take me there, I definitely see him as a top 5 budget quarterback. Now right here, of course, compare him to McNabb. I know some of you guys might say that's absolutely insane to do that, and I agree on for the most part. But if you want to get McNabb because of his 93 speed and his throwing accuracy, but you just can't afford him, then I say just try out Tyrod Taylor. Just like maybe 2 or 3 games, see if he fits your scheme or not. And of course, a McNabb on paper is obviously so much better, but in terms of running around, you see right there, juking and spinning, he's got McNabb beat there. So like I said, if you just want to get McNabb because you want to run around with them and just make guys miss, then Tyrod Taylor would just fit you just fine, honestly. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of that. My next review tonight will be that new Cromartie Ultimate Legend, so be on the lookout for that. I'll see y'all boys later. Peace.